everyone, and welcome back to Mrs. Speak English channel, where learning English is easy, fun, and made just for you. I'm Emma.
And I'm Ethan. So wonderful to be here with all of you today. Emma, how are you doing today?
I am doing absolutely great, Ethan. I had a wonderful morning. I woke up early, had my tea, and I sat by the window just thinking about today's episode.
Oh, that sounds so peaceful. Me, I woke up late again. My alarm rang. I said, okay, 5 more minutes. And then it was 30 minutes later.
Ethan, you always do this. But you know what? You are here now, and that is what matters.
Yes, and I am very excited because today's topic is so important. Every single English learner needs this.
Absolutely. Today, we are talking about 3 very important words: be, been, and being.
These 3 words come from the same verb, the verb to be. But people often get confused. When do I say be? When do I say been? When do I say being?
Yes, and today we will break it all down very simply, very clearly, with lots of examples and practice.
By the end of this episode, I promise you'll feel so confident using these words.
But before we dive in, a small but very important request from us.
If you are enjoying our podcast, please click the like button right now. Give us a big thumbs up.
And if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please subscribe to Mrs. Speak English channel. We make new episodes every week just for you.
And please share this episode with a friend, a classmate, or a family member who is learning English. Sharing is caring.
Okay, now let's get started. Are you ready, Ethan?
I am ready. See, I used the verb be already.
Perfect start. Let's go. All right, Ethan, let's start from the very beginning. Be, been, and being, they all come from the same verb. What verb is that?
The verb to be. It is honestly the most important verb in the English language. We use it every single day in every single sentence almost.
That is so true. And you already know the present forms of to be. Let's quickly review. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, they are.
And in the past tense, I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, they were.
Excellent. Now today we are going to look at 3 special forms. Be is the base form, been is the past participle, and being is the present participle, the ing form.
So think of it like this. Am, is, are, those are present. Was, were, those are past. And then we have be, been, being, the special forms.
Exactly. Each one has its own special job, and we are going to learn each job today, one by one.
Let's start with be. Emma, what is the first and most important rule for be?
The first rule, we use be after modal verbs. Modal verbs are words like can, could, will, would, should, must, may, might, shall.
So after any of these words, we always use be. Not is, not was, just be.
Correct. Let me give you some examples. I will be there at 5 o'clock. She can be very creative when she wants to be.
You should be more careful when you drive. He must be tired after such a long journey.
They might be late because of the traffic. We could be wrong about this. Let's check again.
I love how simple this rule is. Modal verb comes, be follows. Always.
Yes, it is a very clear rule, and once you remember it, you will never make a mistake with be after modals.
Be in command and instructions. Now, Emma, there's another situation where we use be in commands and instructions, right?
Yes, this is very common in daily life. We use be at the start of a command. Be quiet. Be careful, be patient.
Be yourself. Be honest. Be kind to others. Be strong.
Exactly! Teachers say, be quiet, students. Parents say, be careful, my child. Friends say, just be yourself.
And we hear this in motivational quotes all the time. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Oh, I love that quote. So remember, when giving a command or instruction, use be at the beginning.
Be in the infinitive form. Emma, and the third use of be in the infinitive, to be.
Yes, the infinitive is to plus verb, and with be, the infinitive is to be.
Examples: I want to be a doctor when I grow up. She hopes to be happy in her new life.
He needs to be more responsible. They plan to be there by morning.
And of course, the most famous English sentence, to be or not to be, that is the question.
Shakespeare, always relevant. So be appears after modal verbs, in commands, and in the infinitive to be. Now let's talk about Ben. Ethan, what is the most important thing to know about Ben?
Ben is the past participle of be, and the golden rule is been always comes after have, has, or had. Always, no exceptions.
That is exactly right. You will never see been alone in a sentence. It always needs have, has, or had before it.
So, I have been, you have been, he has been, she has been, we have been, they have been.
And in past perfect, I had been, she had been, they had been.
Have been and has been. Present perfect. Let's look at have been and has been first. These are present perfect tense. We use them for things that happened in the past but are connected to now.
Examples. I have been very busy this week. She has been sick for 3 days. They have been friends since school.
He has been a teacher for 10 years. We have been waiting here for 1 hour.
Oh, I know that feeling, waiting for 1 hour. That is not fun.
No, it is not. And notice, have been and has been show something that started in the past and is still true now or just finished.
Been for experiences. Been is also used to talk about places you visited in your life, your experiences.
Yes, have you been to Paris? Have you been to Japan? Have you been to the new restaurant downtown?
And the answers, yes, I have been to Paris. I have been there twice. It was beautiful.
No, I have never been to Japan, but I really want to go someday.
This is such a useful structure for conversations. Have you been to is one of the most common questions in English.
Now let's talk about had been. This is past perfect tense. We use it when we are already talking about the past and we want to talk about something that happened even earlier.
A little more advanced, but very important. Example, by the time I arrived, she had already been waiting for 2 hours.
So she was waiting and then I arrived. Her waiting happened before my arrival. Had been waiting.
Another example, he had been a soldier before he became a teacher. First soldier, then teacher.
They had been married for 20 years when they moved to the new city.
Excellent. So had been something that was true or was happening before another past event. And now our third word, being, the ing form of be. Ethan, what are the main uses of being?
Being has two very important uses. First, in passive continuous sentences. Second, as a noun or gerund.
Being in passive continuous, this is when something is being done to something right now or was being done at a certain time.
So the structure is, am, are, was, were, being, plus past participle.
Examples, the house is being painted right now. The food is being prepared in the kitchen.
The car is being repaired at the garage. A new school is being built in our neighborhood.
And in past, the road was being repaired when I drove past. The letter was being written when the power went off.
Oh, interesting. So is being present, was being past. Got it.
Exactly. This structure is very useful when you want to say something is happening to something, but you do not say who is doing it.
Like, my phone is being fixed. We don't say who is fixing it, just that it's happening.
Being as a noun or gerund. Now, the second use, being as a noun, this means being acts like a thing, like a subject or object in the sentence.
Examples: being honest is very important in life. Being kind costs nothing.
I enjoy being with my family. He is afraid of being alone. She loves being the center of attention.
Oh, she does. And notice, being here means the act of being, the experience of being.
Being plus adjective describing behavior. And there is one more very common use of being, with adjectives to describe behavior, especially temporary behavior.
Like, you are being very silly right now. She is being so rude today. He is being very quiet. Is he okay?
Yes, stop being so negative all the time. Stop being lazy and start working. You are being very generous today, Ethan.
Am I? Thank you. I am being my best self today.
You are. And notice when we say someone is being something, it means it's temporary, right now, not always.
So, he is kind means he is always kind, but he is being kind means right now, in this moment, he is acting kind.
That is a very important difference. Great observation, Ethan.
Okay, Ethan, let's do a quick comparison. I'll give you a situation. You tell me which word to use.
Ready.
You want to say, it is possible that she is sick. Which word?
She might be sick. Be, because modal verb might comes before it.
Perfect. Now, I visited Paris in the past, and I want to talk about that experience.
I have been to Paris. Been, because it comes after have and talks about experience.
Excellent. Last one. The window is broken right now. Someone is fixing it.
The window is being fixed right now. Being, passive continuous, something is happening right now.
Amazing, Ethan. You got all 3 correct.
Listeners, now you try the same exercise in the comments.
Let's also talk about some very common mistakes people make with these 3 words.
Oh yes, mistake number 1, saying, I have be there instead of I have been there.
Correct. After have, always use been, never be.
Mistake number 2, saying, she is be tired instead of she might be tired.
Yes. After is or was, we do not use be. We use being if it is continuous passive.
Mistake number 3, saying the work is been done instead of the work has been done.
Exactly. Is been is wrong. We say has been. The work has been done.
These small mistakes are so easy to fix once you know the rules.
Okay, practice time. Fill in the blank. Be, been, or being.
Number 1, she has blank very kind lately.
Answer, she has been very kind lately. Been after has.
Number 2, you should blank more careful.
Answer, you should be more careful. Be after modal verb should.
Number 3, the dinner is blank cooked right now.
Answer, the dinner is being cooked right now. Being, passive continuous with is.
Number 4, stop blank so negative.
Answer, stop being so negative. Being used with adjective.
Listeners, try these in the comments. Write your answers below.
Let's also recap everything we learned today.
Be use after modal verbs like will, should, must, can. Also in commands, be quiet, and in infinitive, to be.
Been use after have, has, or had. It is the past participle. I have been, she has been, they had been.
Being use in passive continuous with is, am, are, was, were. Also with adjectives. Stop being silly.
Remember, be after modals, been after have, has, had, being for continuous and adjectives.
Emma, that was such a great episode.
It really was. I hope everyone now feels confident using be, been, and being.
And we have a question for you. In the comments, tell us which one was most confusing for you before today. Be, been, or being.
We would love to read your answers. And if this episode helped you, please share it with someone who needs it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Mrs. Speak English channel.
Thank you so much for listening. See you next time, Ethan.
Bye, Emma. Bye, everyone. Keep speaking, keep growing.